Okay, so hello and welcome to the second Vulcan Forged podcast, where we'll be looking into the Wild West metaverse that is Vendetta DAO. So first of all, let's meet our guests for today, and I'll introduce Alex McConnell. Alex, you're the CEO of Vendetta. Please tell us about yourself and provide a brief outline of what Vendetta is.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for having me, guys. As you mentioned, yeah, I'm actually the founder of Vendetta DAO. I'm also a fellow Vulcanverse community member, early investor in the project. I'm someone who's passionate about building in the crypto space. I've had some past crypto projects or blockchain projects, one of them being Trust, where we tagged real life products from actually wood trees from tree to box to make sure they were sustainably harvested and put it into flooring. I'm excited to be part of building and creating the Wild West metaverse of Chalk River. Our team consists mostly of OGs in the Vulcan community, members who are consist of blockchain builders, Web Game 2 developers, investors, community managers, off-chain business owners, and gamers.
Okay, sounds brilliant. I'm looking forward to hearing a lot more about Vendetta as we run through the interest. Our second guest, of course, doesn't need much of an introduction. It's Jamie. Welcome, Jamie. You're the CEO of Vulcan Forged and Elysium Blockchain, so super happy to have you on. Please tell us a little bit more about yourself and where Vulcan Forged and Elysium is at right now.
Sure, yeah. Well, I'm the CEO of Vulcan Forged, and Elysium is our layer 1 blockchain, primarily dedicated to metaverses and gaming. We'd like to put an emphasis on projects that are actually sort of building as opposed to like promising, and that's why we've got a full support behind Vendetta DAO. Alex is absolutely, as he said, he's been part of the Vulcan Forged community from day one. His community is very strong. They sort of share the same ethos as we do, with sort of utility, not hype. And we're really excited to have him on board. So yeah, really excited to sort of get to know the project a little bit more and introduce it to the public.
Super excited to be interviewing two heavyweights in the metaverse. So let's keep Elysium for a bit later, as I'm sure we want to hear a little bit more about that. For now, though, more details on the Vendetta DAO project, please, Alex. If you could really dive in and tell us what it's about, what you plan to do, what the future's looking like for Vendetta.
Okay, I'll do my best. Well, I mean, it's a Wild West themed metaverse where players can participate in storyline quests within the metaverse that we as a team have written the baseline, the framework for. But we're also taking advantage of our DAO governance. So community members can submit storylines that we can vote on and include them in the storyline quests as well. We're trying to learn and improve on the previous cycle where we saw, games that weren't very fun or ecosystems that didn't work or DAO, especially DAO problems where there was voting issues where only, the whales had voting power. And those may or may not have been actual people who participate in the community. So we're going to start using SBTs, soul-bound tokens, and those can record who our active community members are and give voting rights to not only whales, who you also need investors in the group, but also can give voting rights to somebody who maybe doesn't hold a lot of VDT token, but is a participant in the community and plays the game.
So we can also track democracy.
Yeah, and we can also track what they're doing and how they're playing with these SBTs, so we can offer them different perks and airdrops. We're also trying to take advantage. I mean, this cycle, as we all know, it's all about AI, and we're going to take as much advantage of that as we can. So we're already working now on connecting up our NPCs to AI. So you should be able to, or we're trying to be able to let you have, a live kind of chat within, variable chat with your NPCs in the game, and eventually. What we want to do is you can create your own PC that's backed by AI, create a quest with them, do it within the metaverse, and then maybe share it with the community members for free, or maybe it could be a business model of yours. This is in the pipeline. This isn't going to be out this year, but it's something we will work towards. So that's the metaverse itself. Sorry?
Super exciting. I love the
thank you.
sound of this.
Yeah, that's the metaverse itself. Now, there's also 7 mini games that will be attached to the metaverse that you can enter through the metaverse or play standalone. One of them is like the very simple saloon games where you play poker or blackjack or billiards. So you can go into the Vendetta saloon, play with your friends, play with anybody else who's in the metaverse at the time, and then you could even call them out to one of our second games, which is the shootout on Main Street. And actually, this is what started the whole idea of this project. So you call them out, and then you zoom in, or you transport into Main Street, and you can be horse racing, defend the town, which is again any classic cowboy Wild West movie. You have a town, you have the baddies coming in, and you need to defend it 5 versus 10 or 2 versus 5. Usually, I mean, the defendants have less people. And then we'll work towards Last Man Standing, which is again a classic. You have the area around the main town. Everybody drops in, slowly shrinks, and you fight to the death to see who's the last man standing.
This is like everybody's childhood dream. Who hasn't want to, want to spend time in the Wild West? So, very excited.
And the other bonus of having the mini games kind of attached to, but also separate to the metaverse, is we can also implement them on mobile. So you can play them on your mobile, although the metaverse you can't, but you could play the mini games on your mobile phone as well.
Sounds absolutely wonderful. And one interesting one: why choose Elysium over other blockchains for Vendetta?
First of all, Elysium for us was a no-brainer. I mean, as I mentioned in the beginning, we've been with the community since day one, and of course we know the team. It's a top team. They've already built a successful ecosystem with the metaverse at the center of it. So I mean, we can look to them for guidance, and we know them, right? Their top concern when it comes to using the right tech and the right contracts. As we know, Elysium has taken a while to go live, but that's because their top concern is for security. So I mean, for me, it was a no-brainer that we would definitely go from Elysium since day one.
And on that score, one for Jamie. For those less familiar with what we do, what exactly is Elysium? Can you give a little explanation for anybody who's not heard of it or is maybe a little unsure?
Yeah, sure. So Elysium is a layer 1. We're not exactly reinventing the wheel too much with the blockchain. We're not exactly doing tech from scratch. It's a substrate EVM compatible blockchain based on the Polkadot infrastructure. It's a proof of authority consensus, meaning there are 51 nodes, which allowed a lot more flexibility and speed and transaction fees. It's powered by Lava, which is our secondary token. And yes, it's really fun. It's dedicated to sort of, as I said, gaming metaverse projects. And really it gives us a chance to kind of run our own economy, as it were, and choose projects that we think really sort of suit the model for Elysium. I think eventually it will be a public blockchain, and of course, anyone can build on it. But initially we're sort of choosing select few projects that we really want to sort of promote joining it. So yeah, it's a carbon neutral chain. It plants trees the more it's used. And it's just a way of sort of owning our own ecosystem a little bit more.
Why launch Elysium in an already busy layer 1 landscape?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think I'm touching on that a little bit already. I think it's just as you have your own token, you have your own games. Nowadays, creating a blockchain isn't actually as complex as it was before. I mean, there are many models you can sort of fork off, just like a DEX. So it just makes sense to kind of just have, I guess, the ownership of your own ecosystem. You relying on third parties. There are some great blockchains out there, but you never know what's going to happen. And relying on a third party kind of sort of makes you feel a little less control of the situation. So that, and of course, it allows us to create our own tokenomics, which we already have. For example, letting our secondary token be the gas creates demand for Lava, and which is of course created by PYR, so it creates demand for that as well. So yeah, it just fits into our need to sort of control our own destiny, as it were, and help our tokenomics flourish.
Sounds good. Got exciting things coming up for Elysium this year. Just a thought and a question really for Alex. You've got an upcoming token sale, as mentioned, for Vendetta. Can you provide some details on it? For example, when's it happening? What are the criteria to participate?
Okay. We're glad to say that we will be the first token sale in Elysium. So this is something we're very excited to have a chance to say and be a part of. That whitelist sale is planned to begin on February 8th. You'll be able to access it through our website. There'll be a portal that you can access it. And the criteria for the whitelist is, again, we want to stick with our roots and reward our community and the Vulcan Forged community the most we can. So, first of all, you can own one of our Vendetta DAO NFTs, which sold out a couple of months ago. Or you can own a Vulcan Forged NFT land or Vulcanite. We also have a partner that's helping us with our SBTs called Utopia, and they're doing a competition where there's 5 slots, I think, that it will be available for the whitelist.
Okay. So aside from go on, sorry.
Well, also the whitelist will be divided into 5 tiers. Each tier offering a higher bonus of VDT tokens. So with the top 2 tiers, you will get also an NFT. So I think the very top tier, you get 15% more bonus tokens, VDT tokens, and there'll be a golden gun, a golden revolver, which will also be utility which will also offer utility in the game. And for the second highest tier, it will be a special cowboy hat, which again will also offer utility in the metaverse. And these will be, one time only offered at the whitelist sale.
All on theme. I love it. And so aside from the whitelist sale, is there an opportunity for anyone else to access, or will that be it?
Yeah, we'll have a public sale. We haven't really confirmed the date yet, but it will likely be very shortly after the whitelist sale.
Amazing. Look forward to hearing the details and the dates on those. Wonderful. Well, thank you both. It's been interesting. It's been entertaining. I cannot wait to dive into Vendetta myself. It's something I've seen but not yet had the time to play and to look into. So it's one to do. Hopefully as things are released. Do you both have any last words?
One thing I forgot to mention, our alpha is open now, so people are already playing in the metaverse. The multiplayer is a little bit buggy, as it would be in an alpha, but it's looking quite good, and there's people putting out content now. We're repeating it and retweeting it on our own Twitter, so please follow us on Twitter, join our Discord, and you can see some of the content.
Have you got your Twitter address?
Yeah, my Twitter, yes. It's sorry, Vendetta DAO. I'm pretty sure it's just Vendetta DAO. Sorry, let me double check.
We'll throw it up on screen. Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah,
make sure
Vendetta DAO.
So make sure you don't miss out on the whitelist sale, which commences on February the 8th. We've put the link to the Medium article for the whitelist sale of VDT tokens in the video description. And Jamie?
Yeah, sure. I'd like to say that first of all, we're very, very thankful for Alex putting his trust in Elysium, and just as I said, as he said himself, that this is like the first project coming with us, which is a real milestone, a real momentous achievement for everyone involved. I've been where he's been as like a founder of a game starting up, in alpha, and I know all these growing pains. So we can offer all our support and advice and do everything we can to make the project a success. And as they're on Elysium, they're going to get absolutely everything they need from us, and we're really very excited about it. And who doesn't want a Western metaverse which is already in alpha? So yeah, absolutely delighted to have them on board, and I'm looking forward to get going with them.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you to both Alex and Jamie. And now we leave you with the splendid trailer for Vendetta DAO Chalk River.
get myself a cowboy hat for New York.
Yes.